What is up, lads? You're with Budget Monk, and this is going to be the final update here of the run because it's 17:30. I've grinded out a massive amount of time in terms of gameplay IRL over the last week or so, and yeah, this is going to be the last update. I'm going to go on for a marathon stream and finish this game out as of posting this video. But I wanted to show you guys how things are going here. After gaining the Imperialism CP, we absolutely collapsed upon most of the Catholics in the New World, and we've eliminated all of the natives at this stage. And I did meticulously focus on their provinces for conversions as well, so for the most part, the New World is entirely stable. The New World is effectively done. The only other thing we need to do is to colonize it. And I'm trying to I'll recall him as soon as I start my session here, spam colonies with my one colonist, currently only doing 4 at a time. So my capital is here. Maybe I should be doing ones nearer to the capital, as we've got fewer colonies going right now. But yeah, I'm convinced we can do that. I think our admin points, we will put them towards getting this second colonist here when we run out of things to do with our admin points, because of how few nations there are to annex at this stage. You can kind of get a gauge on how the Holy Roman Empire looks here, guys, with Circassia, Magdeburg, Georgia, and Russia. Russia now being an independent nation. We, of course, released Novgorod so they could form Russia, but they did not leave the empire because we made them an elector. And here he is. He's using the Siberian frontier. Now, finally, took a long time this game because Russia existed. They were one of the most powerful nations in the game. They existed, so it had to be until they were eliminated, because they just barely formed Russia before we fed Novgorod, one of the key provinces like Muscovy, to prevent Muscovy from forming Russia. But there we go. We have the Siberian frontier going down, helping us convert, of course, all of these Tengri provinces to Catholic, which should be done self-autonomously, and we're going to exploit Russia a little bit, being our ally. We gain favors with him nice and quickly. In 5 years' time, I'm going to call him in against Mez, who is his rival, no, Mez. Yeah, guys, looking pretty Catholic here. We've had pretty good results, as you guys can see. The absolute vast majority of this land here, for example, this is just West Africa. Maybe we converted 1 or 2 provinces sort of unintentionally, but all of this Catholic land has been converted by Magdeburg of Friesland. Same here, Friesland. Same here with Circassia. You can see how much they've converted. Byzantium, being our true golden boy, converted a ton of land. And even Georgia joined the party, but we've got Japan, aka Spain, doing good conversions as well. And all it has costed us is 643 ducats per month. As we draw nearer and nearer to the end of this game, guys, we have almost a million troops. I mean, a regiment is supposed to be 1,000, but we have almost 1 million regiments, and my manpower's going up. We even resorted in this game to using mercenary cannons, which is unlike me, but this is the game of games. I thought, screw it, in terms of efficiency. We've not been investing in our economy for probably about 60 years or so, or 50 years or so. And let's look at independent nations, because of course one of the next moves is to hit this Holy Roman Empire button and integrate the entire Holy Roman Empire. So if we look at the great powers here, guys, you can see that the 8th great power of the world is a 1 province minor. Yep. Currently, we're in the process of eliminating one province minor, and there is another here out in Japan, which we'll also eliminate as well, needless to say. So with that in mind, I think there is, after this war, there are 9 or 8 independent nations. The point is that we're going to begin seeing the great powers consist of nations that exist, period, and even that will diminish more and more. Currently in the process of going in against Mongolia, but of course this is yet another tributary war where we separate piece the Ming, and it is going to be done in the full annexation of Ming will be done in no more than one additional war to this. One more war. So we're going to obviously take him out here pretty quickly. And I think in one more war's time, he will be completely annexed and eliminated. Pretty exciting stuff. You can see Friesland has done a lot of coring around this region of the world, a lot of colonizing, I should say, which is not ideal. I have built a lot of cathedrals for him, but unfortunately these are trading company regions, and he adds them to trading company and he never converts them, and we cannot even convert him either. I am preparing them by trying to build cathedrals here. We've been building cathedrals all over the world so that they're easier for me to convert when I hit that Holy Roman Empire button. But yeah, the dream was to have him colonize into this area, but we're going to have to do that ourselves if he does not. I managed to get him to colonize in that area last time, but it was probably because of a lack of other areas to colonize, so maybe we should be more competitive with these areas. The issue is, guys, you might think I'm crazy, like, why didn't we colonize the 13 development province? Well, what has occurred to me is that any province out in this part of the world, I don't know if I can find an example, that did not exist in the beginning of the game. Yeah, I'm looking for an example here. I mean, do I have a colony? Philippines, maybe. No, I can't find an example for you, but I assure you guys, here we go. I guess that has separatism. Well, it has 80% overseas because it's the same religion overseas. It's got to do with being non-existent in the beginning of the game. 80% overseas reduction, 80% on top of the rest of the modifiers. And what we'll do is when we hit the HRE button, we'll obviously give them all individually an exploit. That's another thing that we've been doing. So this will be 12 instead of 13. And believe it or not, guys, when you add the 80% additional modifier, 12 is actually less significant than 3. As we are North American, we do have to culture convert these fully, entirely. So I was very competitive here because we had Portugal out here, even to the last moment. It was very obnoxious. However, Portugal is dead now, which means all of these are safeguarded for later. As long as we get the coastlines, Friesland cannot core inland, and that's why I've been working up here in Alaska. But yeah, in that case, that's my Discord. Excuse me. I should be focusing on these regions. I'm kind of learning here on the fly, I think. We'll get Alaska, focus on these regions, and force Friesland to begin colonizing in here. But there's a lot of pressure, guys. There really is, like, a lot of stress, a lot of pressure. There's a lot of variables, and this is what our Diplo Bank currently consists of. Absolutely massive. These ones up here are about 220. And we are getting to one of the whole reason you bank until the end of the game, which of course is the Enlightenment, which spawned in Timbuktu. But you can see here we're finally near embracing the Enlightenment, which reduces culture conversion costs by 25%. Obviously, absolutely, massively important. However, it isn't. It's counterintuitive because it spreads your Diplo bank more thinly by 25%, meaning you have to bank much deeper into lower and smaller provinces. It's extremely unpleasant. But one of the final things we're going to do, of course, is hit the golden era with the point cost reduction. And we have to be concerned about separatism, guys. You have to understand that anything I'm annexing right now has separatism. It has massive amounts of separatism. You can see here it says until 61 it won't go away. So we obviously have to convert them to our religion to be able to culture convert them, but even then we cannot culture convert until the year 61. Now that's assuming that one of these rebel factions does not actually occupy a province. If they occupy any one of these provinces, they're going to increase the separatism even more. So we're going to have to be really focused on rebels here, like this. That guy just remains. He just remains from the war. I have to clean him up. Yeah, it's punishing, guys. It's punishing. But the point is, the further and further it gets pushed back, what you risk doing is not having these modifiers for your provinces, which means we have to delay even more and more and more. So pretty soon here, as we fully annex the provinces, we're going to pop this final mission here to reduce separatism by 5. once we own every province. I mean, that's a third of this. So the latest one, whatever it is, will be reduced, the separatism. We're going to be studying our rebel factions, hopefully stabilizing the entire world with using massive amounts of rebel suppression. And if not, the areas that are mad, let's see, rebel suppression, will be strategically positioned to fight them when they spawn. And then for the most part, guys, we're going to be sitting on speed 5 while we let time go past and just cancel the Diplobank over and over and over again until the final moment when we hit the button. And upon hitting the button, one other thing we're doing is exploiting. We're exploiting development nowadays very aggressively. Anywhere that is not Roman culture, we're exploiting. That's another thing that I'm going to be doing, as well as Diplobanking. And yeah, I just hope that you guys want to come hang out with me, guys. I got the most views I had ever had on my stream here when I was near forming the Holy Roman Empire, and this is the end of the run, guys. This is the run of runs. This is the Roman one culture on very hard difficulty, the borderline undoable. I'm very proud of myself. Whether we get this or not, it's going to be close, but I'm optimistic. I've been optimistic for a long time. I think we're going to get this, and my plan is to just marathon stream until the moment it is done. So I would really appreciate it if we could accumulate some views and that kind of thing, some hype, because grinding this out, the tedious nature of this, it's not been the case. It's not been the case. But yeah, I really hope that you guys can help make this worth my while, guys. I mean, this is for the rep, I suppose. The budget monk, the Roman one culture, very hard difficulty. It's looking very doable with our subjects helping us convert. How few provinces there are. It's going to be backbreakingly tedious, if that is such a thing. I'll show you guys here that Maz has a truce of 15 years because we just got finished wrecking him. So we are going to be doing some truce breaks here as a kind of finale. I've saved up my papal points to, you know, at this stage, our admin is not that important. It would be nice to be ahead of time to get the corruption reduction at a faster rate. But it's not that important. We'll probably truce break, boost our stab one time, and then boost it with the papal influence again, and then accumulate papal influence pretty quickly because we'll be converting provinces, and we might do that kind of thing again. But that's it, guys. The final update. It's really nice to lock out entire continents, and I would say soon it would be the case with Africa, as there we just eliminated Morocco, and there's one independent nation here in Africa, but unfortunately it's not the case because of the rebel factions. We need to leave stuff everywhere for the rebel factions. But yeah, it's hype. It's hype. It's sick. I can't wait to actually get it. It's one marathon away to see it. I'm optimistic I'll see you guys live if you can make it.